welcome to another Chloe's Chapters video, and we have a lot to talk about today. First and foremost, where the heck have I been? Insert gif of Jacob, where you been, loca? Which is actually really funny because my name online used to be Coco Loco. I don't even remember the last time I uploaded. I think it was around the 6 or 8 month mark of me living in Florida, so it's been at least 2 to 3 months. So sorry. I promise to be more consistent going forward. You can find a new video every single Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. That is the commitment I'm making. It's honestly been a crazy year. Like 2026 has really been my year, but it's been a crazy year. Let's see, I got promoted at work, which has left me kind of frazzled and running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but we're finally, I think, getting a hang of it. Everybody says I am. I celebrated my 21st birthday, so I traveled back to Texas for a week. My best friend planned this amazing birthday trip, and I had the best time ever. We did some hiking, we did some bar hopping, really just the best of all the worlds. A couple of our friends from New York came down. It was really amazing. Long distance friendships are so difficult, but those moments that you guys get to be together and all the effort that you guys put into still being friends despite the distance and the time and whatever you have going on truly makes it so worth it. I also finished the first draft of my book. Applause! I have literally been working on this book for close to a year and a half or 2 years now, and the first year and a half was just me struggling through world building and plotting. Not even gonna lie. I didn't start writing until January or February of 2026, and I finally hit my goal and finished the first book. So now I'm at the point where I have a lot of free time again because I have to leave it alone for 4 to 6 weeks before I go back and try to edit anything. Yeah, but I'm very excited to take you guys through the editing process. I'm going to make more content about my writing because that's what I actually started this YouTube to do. Going forward, I'm going to run my life like the military because that's the only way I can get anything done. That way we can be more consistent because I like talking to you guys, I like yapping, and I'd like to do it more. The second part of this video is going to be kind of a humiliation ritual. We are going to remake my TBR jar because, okay, if you found me when I was making my quick book reviews from 2025, then you'll know that I read close to 70 books last year. I think the total number ended up being like 67, somewhere in there. And that's the most books I've ever read in a year in my life. We are 6 months into 2026, and I will give you 5 seconds to guess just how many books I've read. 4, 3, 2, 1. I unfortunately have only read 4 books. I know, everybody laugh at the weirdo, everybody laugh at the loser. What do you mean you've only read 4 books? Especially because I'm supposed to be on a book buying ban and I have this crazy TBR, blah, 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 which brings us to our next, what we were talking about. We are remaking my TBR jar today because I was supposed to be on a book buying ban, but I kept getting gifted Barnes & Noble gift cards, and then we had an amazing sale on books at work, so I bought some books last week. I bought 6 books to be exact, and I bought 2 books in Texas. So my TBR has expanded, and I'm at the point where it is genuinely embarrassing. I look like I'm one of those people that like their hobby is buying books, not necessarily reading them. And I'm not that person, I swear. And you guys aren't gonna believe me until I finally start to get through some of my TBR, but I will show you guys that I'm not that person, I promise. We're gonna do a TBR haul. TBR tour maybe is a better word. I'm going to show you guys all the books on my TBR. Let's get to it. I'm sorting them by genre over here and on the shelf. Okay, the Leaning Tower of Fantasy fucking books. Jesus. Let's do a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 45. Oh my god, I forgot a book. 55 would have been a really nice even number to land on. Like, not literally even, but just like, I love increments of 5. But I forgot I had a book in my bag. Now we're going to do a tour. To start, We'll start with romance, and I will say this is the smallest stack. No, it's the second smallest stack, and all of these are newly acquired. So I read through my romance books very quickly. This is our romance stack. We have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston, Two Can Play by Allie Hazelwood, and Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune. All of these were bought in the last month. Next, we'll go on to nonfiction because this is the actual smallest pile. We have Enough, Your Health, Your Weight, and What It's Like to Be Free. Eve, which is How Female Body Drove 200 Million Years of Human Evolution. And then Finding My Way by Malala Yousafzai. Gonna go from smallest to biggest now. This is like my kind of like thriller slash horror stack. I'm not a big thriller horror person, but I buy them and they accumulate. Two of these, though, I will say two of them are my mom's that I borrowed, so they're not technically mine. I didn't buy them. The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, You'd Look Better as a Ghost by Johanna Wallace, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix, Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, May of Fly by CJ Lead, and The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. Next, we have our classic literature. She's a hefty stack. I don't have a good excuse. Oop, I just hit my, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit y'all. So we have East of Eden by John Steinbeck, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I have read this, but it was in high school, so it doesn't count. And it was for a class, so I didn't get to do a deep reading. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, same deal as Wuthering Heights. Dante's Inferno, The Odyssey, Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, and a collection of Jane Austen books, including Northanger Abbey, Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park, Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice, and Emma. Next will be our second biggest, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but our second biggest pile is still only half of the size of our biggest pile. This is my literary fiction pile. And literary fiction is my favorite genre, but it takes a while to read because they're sad. All the books are sad. It's literally about people going through terrible things. We have The Setting Sun by Osamu Dazai, Penitence by Kristen Koval, Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, another one of my favorite authors, but each time I read one of her books, I go into a terrible slump and I just have to wait for a while. I actually don't know if this is literary fiction. It's another one my mom gave me to read, but it's The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. Same deal for The Vanishing Half. No clue what the actual genre is or what it's about, but I think it's literary fiction. From my mother. Good Material by Dolly Alderton. I'm so excited. I really enjoyed her book Ghosts, and I recommend it to everyone that is in their 20s and dating, in the age of dating apps. But super excited for this one too. One Day by David Nichols. Queenie by Candace Carty Williams. Another Sally Rooney book, Beautiful World, Where Are You? Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. This one is gut-wrenching so far, and because I started it, I'm like 100 pages in. Gut-wrenching. And then we have If We Were Villains by ML Rio. This is our fantasy stack. And I did lose a book behind the shelf. Okay, so the book that is behind the shelf and I will not be able to get until after the video, The Stolen Heir. Very excited, loved her other series, but she's behind the shelf. So I will rescue her later. We're going to go ahead and go through the rest of my fantasy books. We have The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This one's Fable for the End of the World. This is a birthday present. My sister gifted me a copy of One Dark Window because she ended up with two. A Crane Among Wolves by June Her. I am so excited for this book because I love me a fantasy book that is based in history, like a historical fantasy. Babel by R.F. Kuang. And this, I specifically looked for this book because I knew that it's based off of a real emperor. Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong. Wings of Starlight by Alison Saft. I'm so excited but also dreading this book because there's no way it has a happy ending. Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. This is my mom's that she let me borrow. So excited to read it. She had amazing things to say. We have the entire Hunger Games series. gifted to me for Christmas, and I just haven't gotten to have the point where I can handle that much doom and despair in my life yet. Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. I am reading this. I'm like 100 pages in. However, I'm really struggling to get through this third book. I devoured the first two. Third book's moving slower for me, but it's okay. Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. It is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. And then we have The Revenant Games by Margie Fuston. Margie, maybe? I'm not sure how to say her name. Anyways, it looks cool. I think this is her debut novel, and it was one of those deals at Barnes & Noble where it's like they try and sell you a book at checkout, and if you accept it, then you get 25% off or something. So I was like, why not? It's always fun to discover new authors. Next, we have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Finally, we have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This is my favorite author of all time, and I just haven't gotten around to this book, but I hope that I can give you guys some good updates and book reviews soon. I'm going to aim to read a book a week every week until the year is over. Honestly, though, a TBR jar has never been super successful for me, so I think what I'm going to do is put it all into Fable. Fable is this really cool reading app. This is not sponsored. It's the reading app I prefer, but I've not explored too many others. And they have a little TBR picker where you can have it like spin through a wheel of the books that you have and choose one. We'll see if I end up coming up with a different way to pick them, like a spin wheel, or I see one of my mutuals on TikTok. Her name's Kyla. This is her page. She's really cool. Her TBR jar has like prompts, so it'll say like a genre or a you pick or something like that, and I might try that. We'll find out. But thank you so much for watching today's video and for putting up with my absence. I'm so excited to start posting more consistently again. We're gonna do lots of yapping, lots of writing vlogs, daily vlogs, reading vlogs. At some point this summer, I'm gonna do a 24-hour readathon, and I'm really excited for that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you do want more content from me throughout the week other than on YouTube days, you can always check out my Substack, and you can check out my TikTok. I post on my TikTok almost daily, and I post on Substack kind of erratically, but at least once or twice a week. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.